Call meeting to order and ask Councilman Cotton to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilman Poole. Councilman Cotton.
Here.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Here.
Councilman Watson.
Here.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
I make a motion we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second.
Anybody clerk?
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton to approve the minutes from the last meeting, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries and the minutes from the last meeting are approved.
Now I'd like to welcome my visitors here. I see a couple people I haven't seen here before. I'm glad y'all are here today. Approval of the agenda.
Mayor, the council has been provided a copy of the agenda, and there's a copy on the wall for those in the audience. Are there any changes that need to be made to the agenda? Hearing none, those who'd like to approve the agenda in the form as presented, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and the agenda is approved as presented.
Under old business, we have an appointment to the medical board, and I'll call on Councilman Fred Barton.
Thank you, Mayor. We're going to reappoint to the medical board Raymond Lynn. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fred Barton to appoint Raymond Lynn to the medical board, seconded by Councilman Watson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries. Raymond Lynn is appointed to the medical clinic board.
Next item is new business and approval of the city's March 2016 accounts payable.
I make a motion we approve March 2016 account payable. Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton to approve accounts payable, seconded by Councilman Watson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Cotton.
Yeah.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries and accounts payable for March 2016 are approved.
Next item is resolution for an abatement, and today we have a representative here from Grady Foundry. I'd like to ask him to come forward first and sort of give us the nature of the work, and then we have Brooks Garrett here representing Brewton Development Authority. If y'all want to come forward first and a little nature of the work.
Basically, what the work consists of is everybody, I guess, pretty much knows what we do down at the foundry. We make automotive parts, and as the business keeps diversifying, more parts go to more different chemistry ranges, and the work's harder and harder to get, keep it in Brewton, Alabama. So we come up with a plan to basically allow us to diversify the two diesel lines that we have. We put in a new media drum, shakeout and a new blast machine that will separate the two diesel lines and allow us to run two different chemistries throughout the shop, which allows us to diversify and bring in more grades of iron and more work here in Brewton. Total cost of the project, 2.2 million.
2.3 million? 2.2 million.
For the record, sir, your name is?
Kenny Rowley, Operations Manager.
Thank you.
I'm John Nix, Controller. But what it does is it'll let us continue to maintain our revenue at current levels as much as anything, because business is getting tougher and tougher. There's more availability of space in other foundries around the country now that the economy's kind of softened and weakened a little bit, and so this will allow us to stay competitive and keep the same, if not more. business in Brewton that we have today, because there's just the competitiveness in what we do is just getting a little deeper and deeper, and so this will just make us a lot more flexible, continue to operate like we have been.
Anybody got any questions? Thank you, John. I call Bruce Gary.
Afternoon, gentlemen. I'm here as chairman of the Brewton Development Authority. We met this morning, and for the last week or 10 days, we've been in discussions with Greedy and others about the proposed abatement. The council has always asked the Brewton Development Authority to review any application that is made for the abatement of taxes. This abatement is actually asking for an abatement for 5 years. The total tax is about $68,000, about $13,700 or so per year. And as you heard John and Kenny say, essentially this is to make them more competitive, to keep the jobs here that are here, not lose jobs that are in Brewton, and to maintain the viability of the company. And anytime that we can do that, or at least I think anytime that can be done, it's a good thing. And the Brewton Development Authority this morning voted unanimously to recommend that the council grant the abatement. There's a document that's been presented to the city council that had to be signed by both Grady and also by the city council, and then submitted to the Department of Revenue. So it's a unanimous recommendation of the Brewton Development Authority to grant the application. I'll take any questions if you have any, but.
Bruce says it's a 5-year abatement, you said?
5-year abatement, right. Can be up to 10. This is a 5-year abatement.
And as you can see on the wall, there's a resolution that we need in order if the council decides to grant this abatement.
I'll make a motion to grant.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Cotton to approve resolution number 16-0314, granting this tax abatement to Grady Holdings LLC, seconded by Councilman Kerry Barton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries. Resolution number 16-0314 is approved.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't mention, this is non-educational taxes. So education taxes will stay on the books. This is non-educational taxes.
Thank you, Bruce.
Right, Gary, I have one question for you, and but it's to the gentleman out there. How many employees do you guys employ at that foundry?
We hover around 10 or 15.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the next item, calling the city clerk.
Mayor, in recent months and even the last few years, there's been a lot of conversation and discussion on the concussion issue in organized sports, particularly football. It's becoming more widely known to be a problem. In an event to head that off and to provide the very best safety equipment for the youngsters playing in our Brewton Youth Football Leagues, our Recreation Department and organizers in Brewton Youth Football want to provide the very best concussion-resistant helmets that the youth can possibly have. They are supported by a line item in our Recreation Department budget. Their desire to improve the quality of headgear that's used by our Brewton Youth Football participants would mean a cost of $8,750 approximately. They're willing to share that cost with the city. They'll do work, fundraisers, et cetera, to generate half that cost, but they're asking the city to increase a line item budget for Brewton Youth Football by $4,375 so that we can cover our part in assisting them getting the most concussion-resistant helmets that are possible for the Brewton Youth Football participants. Having said that, there's a resolution that's prepared to that effect if the City Council deems this a cause worthy to support financially. The request has been in our municipal complex for a couple of months now. We just kind of played along to make sure that the money situation and the income for the city is at a good, stable, consistent rate, and and currently it is, so we can do this if it's a project that you guys deem worthy of supporting and backing.
We'll offer motion to approve resolution number 16-0314-1.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson to approve resolution number 16-0314-1, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, any idea when they're gonna order the equipment? Reason I'm asking because, football season will start up in a couple of months, but they have enough time to.
It's my understanding that today was probably about as late a day in the process as we could go to give them approval. So I'm pretty safe in saying they're going to want to order the equipment quite quickly now.
Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries. Resolution number 16-0314-1 is approved.
Next item is appointment for the voting delegates for the Alabama League of Municipalities. And we need to appoint a primary, a first alternate, and a second alternate.
I make a motion to approve first off, who's the mayor,
That'll be the primary.
primary. If you want to go all three with the first and second delegate.
The primary would be the mayor, the first would be Councilman Fred Watson, Fred Barton, and the second alternate would
I've
be.
been called worse, man.
It's honor and a privilege. Honor and a privilege, yes, sir. May I be in the executive session for a minute?
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Cotton to designate primary Alabama League of Municipalities voting delegate, Mayor Lovelace, first alternate, Councilman Fred Barton, second alternate, Councilman Joe Watson. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries, and the voting delegates are so ordained by the council.
And I'll call him Connie Baggett.
Fred Watson.
Come on, Doc. Get a ring to it.
Yeah, we're gonna get JJ.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. We embarked a few months ago on a journey I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the city, for really our whole area. We were selected through some efforts of the mayor and some of his contacts. We were selected as one of a very few cities in the country that will be hosting the Smithsonian Institution's traveling exhibit, Hometown Teams. This exhibit shows everybody, it's a really fun exhibit to go through about how sports teams have impacted our culture and our country, from the language we speak. If somebody wins by a nose or something's done very well, a slam dunk, even in our language, sports goes through every part of it. So we formed a committee here, and we'll be doing some exhibits that showcase not only sports in America, that the traveling exhibit will be here, but we'll be able to showcase Brewton and East Brewton and the surrounding area in the exhibits that we do downtown. We formed a committee now to come up with events and things that will happen. The tour will come here. The opening night will be June 10th, and we've invited back all-stars from our cities to come and be a part of that. The exhibit will run here from June 10th through July the 27th, and I will ask the chairman of the committee now, Stephen Smith, to come and give you a little bit of an update on things that we have planned. We just attended a workshop in Gadsden to show us how to put together this exhibit when it arrives. But I think it's going to be an exciting time with events that everybody will enjoy here in our city.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good evening.
The Hometown Teams exhibit is something that I think is going to be very impressive for a community the size of Brewton to be able to host. It's, until you see it actually built and put together and exhibited, you can't understand exactly what it's going to be, but it allows you to get a feel for sports and how they have played a part in our lives throughout America for the last 150 years. There are exhibits that cover everything, give you the opportunity to taste, see, smell, feel, and hear all of the things that take place in ball fields across America at all hours of the day and night. Our committee members that have been regularly meeting to do this, now we've got a lot of people working on the side and behind the scenes, but the regular committee members are myself, Mandy McKenzie, Steve Nelson Jr., Trip Owen, Stephanie Floyd, Alexa Swain, Sandra Reed, and Kevin Ladnier. Our opening ceremonies that are going to take place on the 10th will include local athletes, band members from the local schools, as well as cheerleaders and coaches and fans from both T.R. Miller and W.S. Neal. Some of the things that we already have planned and we're adding to these as we move along, we're going to have our own exhibits put out there. We've got a lot of people who have a lot of scrapbook memorabilia that they want to share with people in the community. So we're going to have that as a sideline to the traveling exhibit so people can see these as well. We've got a number of businesses that have agreed to host some events for us, as well as some that will be holding a standing display throughout the entirety of the display. We are looking at doing a tailgate cook-off. We've got a student art competition going, a slip and slide kickball tournament, a cheerleader reunion, a pep rally, and we also have an ongoing project to record stories about the Battle of Murder Creek. We're doing that by allowing the public to come by the City Hall on Thursdays between 10 and 4 and share their stories about what went on and how sports have affected their lives. And this is something that we would like to see the entire city take part in, and I think it's really going to be beneficial for the people here and the people who will come from surrounding areas to share in this with us. I'm looking forward to being a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. According to the Smithsonian, they're estimating about 6,000 people from out of town that will come and view this exhibit. So it's going to be a big event for Brewton. Are there any announcements or comments?
Mayor had one comment, a request by Ruthie Cooper of D.W. McMillan Hospital, but I do not see her in attendance. Nothing other than that.
Think a motion to